Today we're going to go over my full rug tufting process from start to finish. The rug we're going to be working on is a dead Yamcha meme from Dragon Ball Z. This is a commission rug, but if you'd like your own, check out my Instagram or Etsy and send me a message there. The first thing we're going to do is put our fabric on the frame.
If you have a bigger frame like I do, putting the fabric on can be a pretty time-consuming process. To make it easier for me, I loosely put the fabric on the frame, then slowly tighten each side until it's completely taut. The fabric I'm using is Tufting Nation's premium gray fabric. And believe me, it is well worth the jump in price from Monk's cloth. It is a million times better.
Once you get your fabric on there, you want to make it as tight as possible.
If you're a tufter, please invest in an air purifier.
Now I'm going to cut all this excess fabric because we don't need it anymore and it kind of gets in the way, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And you can stitch it together and make a whole entire new frame worth of fabric if you're that dedicated. But I'm very lazy, so I won't do that. Now I do save this fabric to use it to patch any holes that I make in the fabric, so if I cut a hole in this shit, I just take this, cut it, and then I patch it up and tuft over it, so there's not a big hole in my work. All right, and now that our frame is good to go, we can go ahead and start tracing our image. Next, we're going to grab our yarn and begin tufting.
For every session, and especially during long sessions, make sure you oil or re-oil your gun. It makes a huge difference. Pro tip that you may have not heard before, never only tuft one line of a color. What typically happens with one line of color is that the color gets buried between the surrounding colors and makes it hard to see and makes it much harder to carve. This is most common with beginners doing outlines. Always at the minimum tuft 2 lines of outline or color in general. You can tuft the lines next to each other to make the line thicker, but if you're working with a more detailed piece and you don't have space for 2 lines, you can tuft directly over a previous line to make it more dense like I'm doing here. Thicker outlines look a lot better.
Alright, so now that our black is done, we can go ahead and get started with the orange. Alright, since I ran out of orange, I'm just going to work on a different color in the meantime. Alright, so here are the clothes done. Now we're just going to go ahead and work on the skin and the feet, and then we're pretty much done with the tufting. 2 more colors to go. Alright, and we are done. Alright, so here is the final look of the rug, and now we can go ahead and start the gluing process. But before we start gluing, there's one thing we need to do. Clean.
Make sure when applying your hot glue that you glue the back of the yarn where it meets the fabric. This will help hide your fabric and create a cleaner backing. My biggest tip with carving is to not be afraid to put some pressure and dig in a bit. I carve over the same line at least 5 to 6 times and then go in with the scissors to get any small overlapping pieces of yarn left over. And after all that hard work and back pain, here is the final result. Let me know what you guys think of the final result. Drop a like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.